It was kind of like a home away home for me, so it's nice being back here.
When Myka Good walks the halls of Delaware School today, she's in a very different place than she was 8 years ago.
I think my 10-year-old self was overwhelmed, very depressed, and wasn't unsure how to cope with it all.
She had good attendance, made good grades. She was a cooperative, polite, respectful child. But it was a different story at home. She was currently homeless at the time, and her mother was hospitalized with some serious medical issues. And their family was really needing some support.
As the Youth First social worker at Delaware, Dina Embry provided that support.
Myka's parents were both had drug and alcohol problems, as well as mental health issues, and so they were really struggling with just kind of keeping themselves going and taking care of themselves.
They were popping pills constantly and stuff, you know, so it was the norm for me, and so because it was the norm for me, I thought it was the norm for other kids as well.
And there wasn't a lot of attention to taking care of Myka, so Myka actually had become sort of the parent in her family. She was taking care of her parents and her brother, and she was the one who kind of was holding everything together. And so school was her place to come to kind of escape from all of that.
In 4th grade, Myka loved school, but she wasn't so sure about the Youth First social worker.
I could tell that she was very nervous, very guarded, didn't really, you know what my intentions were, I think, at first, and so she kind of was very quiet, but over time I was able to build some trust with her, and I was able to be someone that she could confide in about things.
It wasn't what I expected it to be, you know, it was kind of like having a normal conversation and not feeling judged, and it was just something that I think, yearned for as a child, and then she gave that to me.
To have a Youth First social worker in our building, it means that I know that our kids are going to be taken care of by not just a qualified social worker, but by an entire organization that offers just such a strong model of support for us and our kids.
Delaware's principal is grateful for the partnership with Youth First because he's seen the life-saving results in Myka and others.
In 5th grade, both my parents died. It was 6 months apart though, so it wasn't like boom boom and like really traumatic for me. I did have that grief period, but it was still an overwhelming time for me.
She really just needed an adult who was consistent and caring and listened to her and didn't really need anything from her. You know, she didn't have to be responsible for my feelings or what was going on with me. It was all really just about me being there for her.
They say that kids that experience these events, they'll find themselves more likely to be drifted off the path, you know, and start using substance abuse themselves. And then I think for me, it was this kind of a realization I don't want that for myself. And so I think it strongly impacted me in the sense that it made me a better person.
When Myka moved to other schools, Dina stayed in touch.
So much had changed for her in that short amount of time. I didn't really want to end our relationship permanently. I felt like we had made good progress together and that she really needed that ongoing support. So I continued to visit her and go have lunch with her at her junior high school. And as she went into high school, we continued to do that.
The good thing about Mrs. Embry is that she made sure that I was always checked on, you know, and that she didn't ever leave, you know, she was always aware of how I was, you know, and that she made sure that she never abandoned me.
What I saw that Myka really needed was just to be allowed to just be a kid and to not have any more additional responsibilities put on her. So I tried to help, you know, find situations where she could just be a kid, you know, get her enrolled in summer camp. Those kinds of experiences that every child should have, but due to her home life, she wasn't able to have those kind of experiences.
Dina also connected Myka to the Youth First social worker at North High School for continued support.
It was in high school that I really saw a big difference in Myka. Felt like she finally got to a place where she was able to kind of deal with some of the things that happened to her. She began talking way more openly about what she had experienced.
Without her, I might not have developed as well emotionally.
So I just saw her become more social, more outgoing, you know, a happier person when I would meet with her.
I think she's impacted me by making me realize one of my life goals, and then she's also impacted me by making sure that I didn't let the things that happened in my life bring me down, and that I realized that I can do better things with my life and I don't have to follow the footsteps of my parents.
In May, Myka graduated from high school with an academic honors diploma.
I was really happy that day, and so I think it's probably one of the happiest moments, especially because when I was younger, it was kind of hard to believe that I would ever graduate just because my parents never finished.
I got to be there to watch Myka graduate. I sat right next to her aunt. It was very emotional, just very, very proud of her. She has done amazing things with her life. She's never felt sorry for herself or made excuses for herself. She's always set, high goals for herself, and she's always, achieved those goals.
Now I'm at University of Evansville and pursuing education.
I'm so excited. Myka is a freshman in college, and she wants to be an elementary education major and work with kids, and she's just has such a heart for helping other people, especially kids who have been through similar situations. And I just am so positive that she is going to make a huge difference in other people's lives. And it feels really good to know that I had some part in helping her to get there.
Everyone who supports Youth First has played a part in the success of Myka and thousands of others like her.
It's just wonderful to see Myka and to see that the success that she's had and that she is having. It's a testament to her, it's a testament to the Youth First model and to Dina.
I just think that she was the friend that I needed at that time, and I really appreciate that.